Power Wash Simulator. Is it good? Yeah, if you're a certain type of weirdo. This is the game for people that are entertained by the mundane games such as Lawn Mowing Simulator, Train Simulator, and Bus Simulator. If you find any of these boring, then you'll probably not like this game. The premise of the game is simple. You power wash things, from humble beginnings of cleaning someone's bungalow, all the way to cleaning futuristic and sometimes ancient tech. You work your way through a career of 38 missions. A good thing about this is you won't feel overwhelmed as they're drip fed to you as you progress. Also, you can bounce from one mission to another and it will save your progress. So if you start to get bored of an area, you can go somewhere else. Some missions will take half an hour, but quite a few will take hours. So this is great to be able to bounce between different missions. There's a story in this game, strange, I know, but I stopped following along when I got this message. If that's the best I can come up with, I'd rather just power wash in silence without text messages. This game feels very lonely and isolating as you'll never see anybody else or any moving traffic on roads. You get paid for all your cleaning and with that money you can buy cosmetics and better tools, but I never found the upgrades huge because as you go through the missions, you have to power wash tougher stains, and by the time I would get the upgrade I'd be like, finally, it feels like it used to feel. I never felt like, wow, this is such an upgrade. I was always like, wow, about time. You can also buy soap, which makes things easier on tough stains, but in my opinion, the soap just leaves too many spots, and you'll have to just clean up after it anyway, so I tended to just stick to the regular power wash. The soap doesn't foam up, and I'd rather the surface would get all foamy when you use the soap and then need rinsing off. Also, the water doesn't trickle down surfaces. Even if you shoot the water in the air, it never falls back down, so there's no real water physics. Speaking of realism, this game will make you jet wash things that should never have water shot at them, like running electric generators, inside a car's exhaust pipe, the inner workings of a barbecue. I'd rather be given a damp cloth or a sponge for these sorts of items. Sometimes the dirt can be very hard to see. Fortunately, there's a dirt viewer option. One tap of right on the D-pad and the dirt will glow yellow, which is excellent as it's often hard to see in the last few specks of dirt. Though this can be tough if the dirt is on a yellow surface and it's flashing yellow. Also, if you can't find where on the map the dirt is, all the items on the map are split into segments. You can go to the option menu and select the items that need cleaning and then they will glow a bright white glow, so you'll know where in the area the dirt is. The graphics were fine and the frame rate was good until the final 8 missions. Every 20 seconds I would have a hard freeze of 3 seconds while still registering my last inputs. This was incredibly frustrating, especially when you're trying to make precise movements when cleaning dirt. Fortunately, I found someone on the internet with the same issue, and a fix they found was turning off the autosave, which is terrifying, and my worst nightmare of losing all my progress nearly came true. Once I finished the game, I watched a time lapse. I forgot to mention, you get a time lapse after every mission which shows you progress. This is really cool, and I loved watching them every time. I even saved some on my hard drive. And at the end, I had not saved for over 2 hours, and I didn't yet know that I was at the end of the game, but I clicked finish and I went to a blank screen. Hard crash. Luckily, it did save the game just the final mission, but I didn't get to see the credits, so I loaded the game, went to the options, tried to watch them there. After a long wait, they loaded, but they still didn't show my time lapses. In the credits, it will show all your time lapses. I know this because I checked someone else's video on YouTube, but mine never worked. You can play this game online. I didn't try it as I don't know anyone who owns the game, but you can only play with people on your friends list. So you can play with one other person in career mode, or you can play in free mode with up to 6 people. There's also a challenge mode, one where you have to use the least amount of water, and one where you gotta race against the clock. I didn't have much interest in these. I much prefer playing the career, as there's a lot less pressure. It's nice and relaxing just to play the game without worrying about some goals. My favourite levels were always the car washing levels, so hopefully one day we'll get a car washing simulator. So after 43 hours in 1 week, I'll be glad to be doing anything else now. But I still really enjoyed the game, and I recommend anyone playing it take their time. I definitely burned myself out towards the end, but it's lots of fun if you like the games I mentioned at the start. Lawn Mowing Simulator, Bus Simulator, Train Simulator. If you get behind them, you'll get behind this. That was Power Wash Simulator, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10.